Today, we're jumping straight into a massive shift we're seeing in high-end real estate. It's less about economics and really all about a growing dissatisfaction with city life.
That's exactly right. Our mission today is to unpack why major metro cities have hit what we're calling a lifestyle saturation point for, high net worth individuals.
Lifestyle saturation point.
Yeah, the question for them has changed. It's no longer, can I afford the city? It's become, is the city still worth the price I'm paying? And increasingly, the answer is no.
And what are those hidden costs that are driving that no?
Well, they're incredibly consistent across the board. You've got poor AQI, the air quality, which leads directly to long-term health costs.
Hmm.
Then there's the traffic, just hours of lost family time. That's a big one. It's a parent finally saying, I am done spending 2 hours a day staring at brake lights.
I think we can all relate to that one.
Absolutely. And you add noise, social fatigue, and this really big concern about children growing up almost entirely indoors, glued to a screen.
So this creates a huge opening in the market, right? Especially in places like Maharashtra and Goa.
A massive opportunity gap. The thing is, the current alternatives, they're just not hitting the mark. We've identified three main competitor types, and, well, each one has a pretty significant flaw.
Okay, let's break those down. What's the first one?
So first, you have what we call the nature-themed plot projects. Think Konkan or Coled.
Yeah.
They're very attractive on the surface. They push affordability, some as low as 25 lakhs, and you get these beautiful scenic views.
There's a catch.
A big one. The branding is generic, amenities are limited, and the most critical failure is a total lack of structured community building.
Yeah.
They're basically isolated plots of land, not a life upgrade.
Okay, so that's one end of the spectrum. What's on the other?
The complete opposite.
Huh?
The ultra-luxury villa projects in Goa or Mulshi.
The ones you see in magazines.
Exactly. They push pure sophistication, Balinese design, private pools, amazing visuals. But the pricing is astronomical. It can go upwards of 10, maybe even 11 crore.
Wow. And what do you get for that?
You get prestige, for sure. You get solitude. But what's missing is a core ecosystem. There's no community theme, no smart living integration.
Hold on, that doesn't quite add up. If the whole point is to escape the city's problems, why would someone spend 10 crore on a villa that only solves the space problem but leaves you just as isolated?
That is the core of the saturation problem. And that brings us to the third gap, the investment-first project.
The ones promising big returns.
Right. They have a very clear financial story promising, say, 15 to 24% ROI. But they can have trust issues without a major brand backing them. And they completely miss the point on community or, genuine experiential living. It's a spreadsheet, not a home.
Okay, so if all these alternatives are falling short of delivering that mix of prestige, well-being, and community, where is the market actually going?
This is where it gets really interesting. The sources all point towards successful international models, specifically the rise of what's called agri-integrated suburban living.
Agri-integrated, so master-planned communities built around farms.
Exactly. Centered around working regenerative farms. And by regenerative, I mean they actually enrich the soil and the ecosystem. They don't deplete it.
Okay, but isn't that just a fancy way of saying a big farmhouse? How does that justify a premium price point over those 10 crore villas we were just talking about?
It's fundamentally different because it creates a whole ecosystem, not just a building. If you look at global successes like Serembe in Georgia or Willisford in Virginia, even Musa in Mexico,
What are they doing differently?
they pair the high-end homes directly with productive land. You have farm-to-table restaurants right there, local markets, community events. The whole thing is engineered to build real human connections.
That's a huge shift. So what does that mean financially? How is this model more capital efficient?
It's all about diversified value. The sources really highlight that value here is created through ongoing land stewardship and multiple revenue streams from the farm itself. It's not just about square footage anymore.
So it's a productive asset, not just a financial one.
Precisely. It's the revival of the traditional farmhouse way of life, but completely reimagined for a modern family. It's about sustainability and intentional community design. So today we're doing a deep dive into a really unique project in the Konkan region, the Achirne Regenerative Village. Its whole proposition is live wild, live wise, live real.
Right. And what's interesting is how they're framing it. This isn't just about selling a plot of land. They're selling a complete lifestyle village.
Exactly. So let's start with what makes it different. I mean, the Konkan Belt has lots of projects, right?
It does. But most of them are, pretty standard, generic plots, maybe a fancy pool. Some offer a basic nature retreat. What Achirne does is it merges deep sustainability with cultural immersion and this very active adventure-based lifestyle.
Okay, let's talk about that sustainability angle. They use the word regenerative, which feels like a step beyond just sustainable.
It is. Sustainable is about minimizing harm. Regenerative is about actively, improving the environment.
So how does that work in practice?
We're talking about things like fully built konkani mud homes, which are designed for natural ventilation. And they're powered by a mix of solar, wind, and even microhydro systems. It's the only project in its class doing this.
But here's the thing that really stands out to me. The main sales pitch isn't the architecture, it's the childhood.
Yes, the digital detox childhood. It's a very powerful emotional hook.
So they're not just selling a villa to an adult.
They're selling a childhood for their kids. They're selling forests, rivers, animals, and just time together as a family. It's a brilliant move.
And a big part of that experience is adventure. The list of activities is pretty extensive.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Vintage Jeep adventures, horse riding, treasure hunt trails, even survival skill workshops.
Right, and night walks, stargazing, a forest kitchen. It's very clearly an experience-first model.
And they're leveraging the geography to make it exclusive. By setting up in the Konkan hinterland, they're creating a sort of private heritage tourism corridor.
A private corridor anchored in some incredible assets from what I've read.
Yes. The main one is Pandav Char at Salvadongar. It's a hidden cave complex from the Pandav era.
Wow. So you're not just going on a hike, you're walking through mythology.
Exactly. And that's on top of the access to Dajipur and the UNESCO-recognized Radhanagaria wildlife sanctuaries. It's all part of this eco-luxury experience.
All while staying in these mud homes with, outdoor bathrooms and open-to-sky pool.
That's it. Everything is designed to just blend right into the natural landscape.
So this all sounds amazing, but let's talk about the investment. Who is this for and how does the money work?
The positioning is very clear. A sustainable adventure village where families reconnect, investors earn. The target is high net worth individuals or mid-HNIs who want something private and offbeat, and crucially, NRIs.
NRIs who want a foothold in the Konkan belt but need it to be managed.
Precisely. And the entry price is key. We're talking 50 to 70 lakhs.
That's the only project under 70 lakhs that offers this blend of culture, sustainability, and adventure.
It is. And here's the real draw for investors. The managed rental model.
Meaning you can rent your home out to tourists.
Yes, through a fully managed revenue share system. The owner doesn't have to do anything. No property management, no booking hassles.
Okay, so what do the numbers look like? Are the projections strong?
They're pretty solid and they seem conservative. They project an annual net income to the owner of between 2 to 5 lakhs.
And that's based on about 90 to 150 days of occupancy a year.
Right. And you combine that with the historical land appreciation in that part of Konkan, which is around 12 to 18% annually.
So you get an alternative asset that literally pays for itself. It makes money when you sleep.
That's the appeal. It's this perfect synthesis of cultural immersion, adventure, and, well, strong financial returns. So today we want to give you a bit of a shortcut, a way to spot these emerging economic geographies before everyone else does.
Right, before the market prices it all in.
Exactly. And we're focusing on this one quiet spot in the Konkan belt called Achirne. Our sources are calling it the region's next wealth geography.
And the story here is, well, it's huge. Achirne is sitting right in the middle of a regional transformation zone valued at, get this, over 6,000 crore rupees.
Wow.
And the whole thesis is that this is all being driven by this unique convergence of policy, massive infrastructure, and almost guaranteed demand.
Okay, let's unpack that. The geography first. Achirne already seems to have a lot going for it physically.
It does. It's only 6 kilometers from Bhavati, just 200 meters from its own railway station.
And it's pretty close to air travel, too, right? 57 kilometers from Chip Airport, about 100 from Opagoa.
Correct. But the real story, the structural signal, starts with policy.
The Smart and Intelligent Village Initiative. Now, Achirne is explicitly on that list from the Maharashtra government.
Yes.
Okay, but a smart village designation. I mean, that can sound a bit like, government jargon. What's the real nugget here for an investor?
It's all about priority and de-risking.
De-risking. Okay.
This whole initiative, championed by Guardian Minister Nitesh Ryan, basically ensures Achirne gets first dibs on high-quality internet, modern utilities, smart governance.
So the state is essentially co-signing the long-term viability of the land there.
You got it. It removes that risk that the basic digital and service infrastructure will lag behind.
Okay, so that's the foundation. Solid policy. The next driver has to be connectivity and, wow, the Vaibhavwadi-Kolhapur Railway project.
This is a beast.
The numbers are staggering. Over 5,000 crore rupees. 107 kilometers long.
I mean, that scale of capital injection changes a region fundamentally. This is a critical GATT section line.
So what does it do economically?
It creates this short, incredibly efficient bridge between the Konkan coast, the Sindhudurg and Ratnagiri belt, and industrial Maharashtra. Think Kolhapur, Pune.
It's all about logistics then.
It's a game changer for logistics, horticulture, cold chains, you name it. It also opens up the deep interior to tourism. It changes Achirne from, remote to reachable.
But infrastructure is one thing. You can build a railway to nowhere, right? That alone doesn't guarantee value will go up.
That's the million-dollar question.
So where does the demand come from? The sustained year-round demand?
And that's the third and final engine, the Nagpur-Goa Shaktipith Mahamarg.
The 800-kilometer national corridor.
Exactly. And the fascinating thing here is the nature of the demand it creates. It connects major spiritual and pilgrimage zones.
I see. So it's not like seasonal beach traffic.
Not at all. Spiritual corridors generate consistent year-round traffic flows. It's not cyclical. This positions Achirne to be a support hub for pilgrims, maybe a little rest and retreat spot.
Which creates a durable, non-seasonal demand for hospitality and commerce.
Precise.
So you have policy, you have this massive rail project, and you have a national corridor driving demand. I mean, very few places get all three of those at once.
It's incredibly rare. This convergence guarantees the predictable movement of, well, everything. People, goods, tourists, and capital.
Which drives demand for what? Residential land, farm estates?
All of the above. Hospitality assets, logistics. But there's a deeper appeal for wealthy investors here.
And what's that?
It's the fundamentals.
Yeah.
The lifestyle. You have fertile land, great water security, low population density, and huge potential for organic farming.
All at a much lower entry point than the saturated coastal areas.
Right. And that combination gives you what we call strong downside protection. You're not just betting on a trend, you're buying into fundamentals. It creates intergenerational asset durability.
So to wrap this up for you, what we're seeing is Achirne transforming from just another quiet Konkan village into this strategically connected, digitally enabled smart village.
Positioned right on a national corridor, all happening inside a multi-billion-dollar transformation cycle.
And the timing seems critical here.
Paramount. All three of these engines, the rail, the policy, the highway, they're all in their early execution phases right now. For patient capital, this is the highest upside entry window you could ask for.